People have a voice on there. And whatever that voice may be, movies, podcast, political, jokes, humor, dance, whatever, they have a voice. There are people that are making money off TikTok. There are people that, sell their products, sell their comic books, sell their novels, sell themselves, their podcast, everything on TikTok. It's an app, it's a tool. Companies, major companies. How many commercials do you see on TikTok? So now you're going to hinder those businesses because you can't get your piece of the pie and because you don't want people to hear a message. Guys, I'm not a big, giant conspiracy theorist guy, but I know that some of it's legit. If you take away people's voice and their media outlets and force them to engage in only what you allow them to engage in, you start controlling a lot better. We find out about these politicians and all the dirt and crap that they're doing. We find it out through TikTok. They don't want that. I mean, everything from the NFL to music, the Academy Awards, entertainment is on TikTok. They've shifted because they understand what is going on in society and what is going on with, people aren't watching traditional TV anymore. Okay, we've got these streaming services. How are people finding their entertainment? Okay, how can we reach the consumer? Social media, TikTok. That's it. I mean, you know how much information we get about things that I didn't even know were going on? And I'm not talking about people that are they don't want you to go to Antarctica because of this. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about real stuff. Earthquakes happen, tsunamis, everything that went on in Maui, on the ground. We were there finding out about Maui. Nobody's talking about Maui anymore. What's going on overseas with Ukraine and Russia and Gaza, Israel? Yes, we're hearing their story, but what else are we missing? Let's listen to this. We're finding out we're connected to people from all across the globe. People that are there on the ground in Israel, there on the ground in Gaza, in Ukraine, in Russia. We're hearing from them, not hearing it from the talking heads or politicians that have an agenda. But if TikTok goes away, Facebook doesn't give you that information because Zuckerberg censors everything, except, of course, for child trafficking and all that. He doesn't care about that because that, he's been investigated for how long? Not him. It's not. No, let me rewind that. I'm not saying he's a trafficker. That's not what I'm getting at. I'm saying for what happens on his site. Again, I bring this up. Look it up. This is not me making this up. These are facts. They're on there. The most complaints and violations and the most issues and open cases for child trafficking on social media platforms are not TikTok, but Facebook and Instagram. I have to tell you. I didn't make that up. It's there. So why do they have this hard-on for TikTok? I named it. Money, censorship. So is that worse than, is that the cause and the decline of the American democracy and civilization? No. But if they ban it, watch what's coming next. And everybody can sit here and say, oh, here we go. Ooh, the boogeyman government's coming. No, they're not coming. They're already here. They're already here. And anybody who sits there and says, well, it's mostly the Republicans that want to do this. Okay. Well, you have a Democratic president that said he'd sign off on it. So could you tell me that? Could you tell me what that means? This is not about each side, guys. I am not stomping for one side of the aisle or